This video is being brought to you by the one and only B7U Clothing, the official brand of the blessed and unstoppable. Wear the message. Warning! Videos by Billy Alsbrooks do cause side effects. And those side effects are champions being born, dreams being realized, the weak becoming strong, weight loss, victory over unbelievable odds, incredible comeback stories, the sick being healed, marriages being restored, victory over all forms of addiction, job promotions, average people becoming millionaires, warriors becoming blessed and unstoppable. These videos will motivate and inspire you to take action. Warning, your faith is now being increased to the level it takes to move mountains. Grind. Arise, champion. I'm Billy Alsbrooks and I approve this message. My opponent is yesterday. And as a champion, I refuse to go to sleep until I'm better than I was yesterday. Grind. Blood, sweat, and tears. All in. Those are the only credit cards accepted here. Grind. Charge it to the grind. Blood, sweat, and tears. All in. Those are the only credit cards accepted here. Grind. Charge it to the grind. You can't purchase greatness with Bitcoin. You gotta buy it in sweat. Work. You can't buy that championship with excuses. Your work ethic is your credit score. Blood, sweat, and tears. All in. Those are the only credit cards accepted here. Work. Charge it to the grind. I refuse to be outworked. And just in case you didn't hear me the first time, beast mode. I refuse to be outworked. The track, the court, the field, the weight room, the office. Wherever I go, I dominate my space. See, my goal isn't just to win, it's to make my opponent quit. Where I'm from, the land of the champions, it's 4th and goal every play, every day. The scoreboard doesn't dictate how I play. My standard does. 24/7, 365. I'm a champion. You gotta understand, greatness is not an outcome. It's who you are. It's a lifestyle, a way of life, legacy. It's not a trophy. It's not an accolade. It's the way you think. Grind. It's a standard that you hold yourself to. My weapon is consistency. I can consistently outperform my opponent over and over and over, regardless of the circumstance. I don't take plays off. I don't take days off. Vacations are for losers, for the average, and I'm allergic to average. Average is the plague. I'm a workout warrior. Grind. And I only have one level of effort, and that's all in. 120. All out. Beast mode. I leave everything I got on the field. Come on. Blood, sweat, and tears. All in. Those are the only credit cards accepted here. Hustle. Charge it to the grind. I understand that success is a long-term game. Preach. It's a marathon to see who can last the longest. And you best believe, when it's all over, I will be the last one standing. My mind is wired for victory. My mindset makes me unstoppable. Quitting doesn't exist. Failure doesn't exist. I refuse to accept anything but absolute victory. I bought greatness on the practice court. So on game day, I come with my receipt. And best believe I'm gonna get what I paid for. I will not be denied what's mine. For a champion, greatness doesn't just apply to sports, it's life. In my relationships, I win just like I do on the field. In business, I win just like I do on the field. In my spiritual life, I win just like I do on the field. In my finances, I win just like I do on the field. And when I hit the classroom, grind. I hit them books like I hit them weights. Mediocrity is too dangerous, too deadly, too contagious to let it exist in any area of your life. You make a mistake when you think you can contain it to one area. It will bleed over into every area of your life until it controls you, till it dominates you. So when you see mediocrity, grind. You stomp it out, grind. You destroy it on the spot. You give it no place in your life. Make every trick plays. They beat you all day with the basics. Blood, sweat, and tears. All in. Those are the only credit cards accepted here. Grind. Charge it to the grind. Blood, sweat, and tears. All in. Those are the only credit cards accepted here. Grind. Charge it to the grind. A lot of you out there got 7-figure appetites, but you got 3-figure work ethics. Preach. You want the Aston Martin, the Lamborghini, the Bugatti, the G6, that beachfront 30-room mansion, but you don't want to put in the grind that it takes to get it. You want to put your game in the microwave and in 1 or 2 minutes be Steph Curry, but that ain't the way it works. Greatness is still old school. You gotta put it in the iron oven. It's gotta go through the fire until it's purified, until it's pure perfection, 100% raw. Blood, sweat, and tears. All in. Those are the only credit cards accepted here. Grind. Charge it to the grind. Blood, sweat, and tears. All in. Those are the only credit cards accepted here. Grind. Charge it to the 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 grind. Blood, sweat, and tears. All in. Those are the only credit cards accepted here. Grind. Charge it to the grind. Champions don't need to run trick plays. They beat you all day with the basics. Let's close out with the word. Proverbs 22:29. Do you see a man skilled in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. I'm Billy Alsbrooks, blessed and unstoppable. To God be the glory.
I'm going to tell you something that every successful person has to do, including you. Believe it or not, every successful person in this world has jumped. I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. You are going to have to jump. You cannot just exist in this life. You have got to try to live. If you are waking up thinking that it's got to be more to your life than it is, man, believe that it is. Believe in your heart of hearts that it is. But to get to that life, you're going to have to jump. Now, I'll tell you why I call it jumping. See, God, when he created all of us, he gave every last one of us a gift at birth. He never created a soul without endowing them with a gift. You just got to quit looking at gifts as running, jumping, singing, dancing. It's more than that. It's if you know how to network, if you can connect dots, if you draw, if you teach. Some of y'all fry chicken better than anybody else, bake pie. Some of you cut hair, color hair. Some people do grass. I got a partner, man. We never wanted to go out with us because we stayed out too late. Come on, man, go out with. Now I got to get up early, Mom, cutting Miss Johnson's grass. We kept laughing at this dude, cutting grass. How much they pay you? He got a landscaping company in Cleveland worth $4 million. Because all he do is cut grass. But he was gifted at it. I got a partner on a detail shop, make $800,000 a year. Detailing cars. He got 6 mobile trucks running around. $800,000 a year. All he do is detail cars. That's his gift. That's what he loved to do. You've got to identify that gift. Now listen to me. When you see people in life, when you're standing on the cliff of life and you see people soaring by, when you see people soaring, going to exotic places, you hear about them doing wonderful things. Maybe you look up the street and your neighbor just gets a car every year, every 2 years. You know, how is he doing that? Have you ever thought, maybe this person right here has identified their gift and is living in their gift? Your gift will make room for you. Your gift, not your education. You go get an education, that's nice. But if you don't use your gift, that education only gonna take you so far. I know a lot of people got degrees, man. They ain't even using. It's your gift. But the only way for you to soar is you got to jump. You got to take that gift that's packed away on your back. You got to jump off that cliff and pull that cord. That gift opens up and provides the soil. If you don't ever use it, you're going to just go to work. And if you're getting up going to work on a job every day that you hate going to, that ain't living, man. You just existed. At one point in time, you ought to see what living's like. But the only way to see what living like, you got to jump. And here's the problem. Let me just be real with you. When you first jump, let me tell you something. Your parachute will not open right away. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you it did, but it don't. When you jump, it's not going to open right away. You're going to hit them rocks. You're going to get some skin tore off on them cliffs. You're going to get all your clothes tore off. You're going to get some cuts on you. You're going to be bleeding pretty bad. But eventually, the parachute has to open. You got to jump, though. Now, here's another thing. You can play it safe and deal without the cuts and the tears. And you can stand on that cliff of life forever safe. But if you don't jump, I got another promise I can make you. Your parachute will never open. You'll never know. You'll never know what God really has for you. If I were you, I would jump. Because that's the only way to get to that abundant life. You got to jump, man. You got to take a chance. Now, when I get through talking, there are those of you who discuss this in the car. Well, I got bills, and I got bills. Whether you stay on the cliff or you jump, you're going to have bills. Well, if I quit my job, I'm going to ruin my credit. If you got a job, you live in check to check. Even if you got A1 credit, you can't buy nothing else no damn way. Do yourself a favor, man. Before you leave this world, before you die, jump. Just jump one time.
Meaning, you ever been in the airport and when you don't get your flight on time, you get delayed, and you could be standing by some people and they get mad and they almost make you mad. You're like, man, I wasn't even trying to get mad, but they making me mad. Never even realizing life may be protecting you from something. Like, it's like the 9/11 incident. I was doing some research on it. I'll never forget. I'm doing research on it. Terrible incident. A lot of people lost their lives. Senseless act. And it talked about in this article the other side of it. And in the other side, what they spoke about was that morning, a gentleman had to take his daughter to kindergarten, and he really wanted to get to some meetings, but because he had to take his daughter to kindergarten, he couldn't make it to the meetings on time, and so he just called out the whole day. And his wife asked him that morning, he was getting dressed, his wife said to him, can you please take our daughter to kindergarten? He said, I really need to be at these meetings. She said, can you please take our daughter to kindergarten? I really need to be at work. He said, I really need to get to these meetings. She asked him one more time, can you please? I beg you, can you please? He said, all right, I'll do it. He called in, didn't go to work that day, and because he took his daughter to kindergarten, it spared his life. One gentleman on the New Jersey Turnpike, headed to the same buildings, New Jersey Turnpike, accident happens, breaks down, can't get there on time, and because it happened, a situation that he couldn't control, it spared his life. One gentleman got a new pair of shoes, walking to work, got a blister on his foot. He had to go back home, change his shoes, and because he had to go back home to change it, it saved his life. One gentleman walking down the street, they send him to get some donuts. A guy comes, spills some coffee on his shirt. He had to go and change his shirt. Because he had to go and change his shirt, it spared his life. The other side. Meaning things happening out of their control, and because it happened out of their control, it spared their life. Meaning at a certain point, when do we control the controllables? Attitude. When do we control the controllable? Focus. When do we control the controllables? Commitment, dedication, spirit, the energy and the passion that I bring into an environment. When do we control the controllable? I couldn't control. I got a paralyzed right arm and hand. I couldn't control my career ended. I couldn't even plan for it. But when it happened, I could step back and say, okay, life, I can no longer play the game of football, but let me extract that dedication and commitment from the game. I could step back and say, my arm and my hand is paralyzed. My dedication isn't. My purpose isn't. My arm and my hand is paralyzed. My work ethic, it isn't. My purpose isn't. My arm and my hand is paralyzed. My dedication isn't. My purpose isn't. Meaning my reason for why I first started, it never got paralyzed. And as talented, as brilliant, as strong as people are, it's the saddest thing in the world when I see people just stop giving everything they got to something that they once loved. Because I think we all know the raw truth of it is people don't burn out because of what they do. People burn out because life makes them forget why they do it. Meaning life hits them and hits them with something till they just like, man, if I got to go through that, like I'm not bringing it today, man. And every day is not a good day. Everything is not all peaches and cream. But that's why the culture is so important. That's why when the culture is set, we know what we bring to it, and we know how we get down because we know what we're working for, and the purpose of it is greater than any individual.
Luck is for leprechauns, and you ain't green. Luck is for leprechauns, and you're not green. I'm gonna say it again. Luck is for leprechauns and you're not green. What I am telling you is that if you're willing to go beast mode, you can have whatever you want. I'm a living example. You can start from nothing. Start from nothing. You know the story. Mom was a teenage mom. Start with nothing. Grandma had 14 kids. Start with nothing. 2-bedroom house, 1 bathroom. Mom got kicked out because she had me. Start with nothing. Start with nothing, high school dropout. Start with nothing, homeless. 12 years to get a 4-year degree from the university. Start with nothing if you are willing to grind. I believe effort, and you've heard me say it. You might come from privilege. You might have a father that can give you everything your little heart desires, but you will not outwork me. Listen to me, I told you. I want you to think about those goals. I want you to taste them. I want you to internalize it. I'm not asking you to tell me what your goals are because I'm interested in hearing everybody in the room. I couldn't possibly do anything with it. Listen to me, this is what I'm telling you. I'm telling you to dream your dream because I want you to feel it. I want you to taste it. I want you to know how close. I want you, just like when the weather is changing, you can feel it. I want you to be able to feel when you're getting closer to it and closer to it. But more importantly, I want you to know when you dream your dream that there are other people who are dreaming the exact same dream. You might be the ant, and the ant has very little, but he's determined, he's strong, he has a dream and a goal, and he'll do whatever it takes. And I need you to understand that the bigger your dream is, the earlier you're gonna have to get up. The bigger your dream is, the earlier you're gonna have to get up. The longer you're gonna have to stay up. The bigger your dream is, the more effort you're gonna have to put in. And for those of you who raise your hand and put up 70%, you'll never see it. You'll never see it. For those of you who are 70% beast mode, 30% gazelle. When you said to yourself, when the ball comes down, this is what I want to accomplish, you're not the only person that wants to accomplish it. And now I ask you this question: what do you do when 1,000 other people want exactly what you want? What do you do when you're not the only one that wants to make $1 million in your company? You're not the only one that wants to be the president. You're not the only one that wants to be the CEO. What if you're not the only one that wants what you want? What if there are thousands of other people who want what you want? You have to outwork them. You got to outgrind them. You got to get up earlier. You got to stay up later. You've got to execute, and you've got to go from 70 to 120. No excuses, guys. I wish you could pay me $1,000 today. I could tell you 70% is enough. I wish you could pay me $1,500. I wish you could pay me $1,500. But it's not going to happen. You're thinking, I want you to get it out your system. You're thinking, I'm going to work hard for 10 years, then I'll relax. And if that's what you're thinking, this ain't for you.
Mediocrity has no place in the life of a champion. Greatness is an energy that rises, and those that attach themselves to it will rise with it. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. All day, every day, the art of greatness. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. All day, every day, the art of greatness. You can't purchase greatness with lip service. You keep going around telling everybody you want to be successful, but nobody's taking you seriously because your work ethic is discrediting you. It's your grind, your work ethic that determines the future that you qualify for. You keep showing up on game day trying to pay for greatness with nothing in your bank account. That's why you keep getting them overdraft charges, saying insufficient work ethic. Pick up the mic and tell the world one time what you're gonna do. Then lay that mic down, and from that point forward, let your grind do the talking. Blood, sweat, and tears are your public relations team. They set the talking points that articulate your agenda. Stop embarrassing yourself and the team. Either commit to putting in the work or do something else. You gotta put in place the work habits for where you're going before you'll ever get there. You can't wait until your senior year to start practicing like you wanna be D1. You can't wait till your final year in college to start practicing like you want to be a lotto pick. Now maybe nobody ever told you this, but you should have started that work ethic back in Pee-wee, back in middle school. While you making excuses, your competition's out there right now grinding. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. All day, every day, the art of greatness. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. All day, every day, the art of greatness. Greatness is the fruit of a champion's inner standard. Now let me clarify and define what inner standard is. It's the level of accountability that you hold yourself to when no one else is looking. That standard dictates how comfortable you are around average. Now many of you out there are saying that you are loyal and married to success, but the truth is you got a mistress called mediocrity, and every chance you get you sneaking out with her and sleeping around with the enemies of greatness. Stop flirting, stop lusting, stop having affairs with anything that has to do with average. Pledge your allegiance to greatness and stay loyal to your dream. At 5 a.m. when that alarm goes off, you got a decision, either to get up and hit the gym or hit the snooze button. Choose greatness. A champion's standard, not their emotions, not their feelings, dictates what they do. At 5 in the morning, it's not whether they feel like getting up or not. It's the standard of greatness that demands it. It's the standard that dictates the culture of a person, team, or organization. No leader, no CEO, no coach can get winning results consistently unless they put a standard of greatness in place. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. All day, every day, the art of greatness. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. All day, every day, the art of greatness. Success is a marathon of consistency walked out one day at a time. Champions practice doing the right things the right way over and over till they forget how to ever do it wrong. The greats, the legends, they can perform consistently at the highest level regardless of the circumstances. Running the fever with the flu, still hitting threes. On the road in a hostile environment, still hitting threes. Scandals in the news, everybody spreading rumors, still hitting threes. That's consistency. Greats, they don't need to run trick plays. They'll line up all day and beat you with the basics. The great teams can line up and say, I'm gonna take my running back and I'm gonna run him off left tackle. And I'm gonna do it 40 times in the game. And there's nothing you can do about it. We've practiced the basics so many times we can beat you all day with it. Discipline is the fruit of consistent focus. Now champions, winners, they stay focused. No matter what's going on around them, they know what they want, why they want, and they coming to get it. Greatness requires a conducive environment to unleash it, and sustain it. The reason champions thrive is they plant themselves in fertile soil and refuse to move from it. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. All day, every day, the art of greatness. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. Focus, discipline, grind, champion. All day, every day, the art of greatness. Now let's close out with the word. A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. That's Proverbs 10:4. As a believer, everything we do should honor the God we serve. So good is not good enough. We have greatness in us because greatness made us. Our grind, our work ethic is part of our ministry. I'm Billy Alsbrooks, blessed and unstoppable. To God be the glory. Blessed and unstoppable. Success starts with putting the right things into your mind. And my new book, Blessed and Unstoppable, was strategically designed to align your mind with the laws of success. This curriculum will teach you the inner mechanics required to go from average to phenomenal. From living a life with limits to being blessed and unstoppable. As you follow this guide step by step, amazing breakthroughs will happen. New doors of opportunity will open, and favor will begin to chase you down. Blessed and Unstoppable is a 31-day devotional on the laws of success. This book will instigate the thought process and actions required to transform your life. Each day has a Bible verse, a teaching on that day's principle, a positive affirmation, a prayer for the day, self-assessment questions, success quotes, action steps, and a powerful inspirational message. Regardless of what field you're in, Blessed and Unstoppable is your blueprint for success. Get your copy at blessedandunstoppable.com. Also available on Amazon.